Hey guys, welcome back. So one of the things that I want you to make sure that you can see is that when you go into TinkerCAD and you click on that multicolored square on the top, you get to this section where it says My Recent Designs, and it is going to have all of the stuff that you've made. Now, if something that you made isn't here, right, I want you to make sure that we take care of it before you move on, because if it's not here, then I can't see it. You don't get any credit. All right, so make sure that you can see it. So let's go ahead and do a new one. So we're going to go to Learn. We're going to go to Lessons, All Lessons, and we're going to be trying out the skull button. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, in my case, restart. And we go ahead and click Start to Go. All right. So let's follow the instructions. Now, it may very well be that as we do something, it changes or it doesn't save or something. So let's take a look, and let's just go from beginning to end and see how this works out. All right. So it says drag a cylinder shape to the workplane. So we'll go ahead and drag a cylinder shape to the workplane. Go next. And you'll notice it says scale it to a height of 2 millimeters and a diameter of 16. This top one is going to give us the height, so I click on that and I go to 2, and now it flattens it out. Now, diameter of 16, I can click on one of the corners and it'll give me the option to change that. Right now, it's a square, but if I change both sides to be the same, then that circle inside of it matches that diameter. So that's a diameter of 16. And we'll go next. Now it says drag a shape to the work plane. Now I'm looking at this and seeing where I might have to move things around a little bit later, but right now I'm putting it to where they select it. They say that they want me to do it. And I'm moving this by using one of the mouse buttons and then kind of dragging, scrolling, right? Okay, so scale it to a smaller. Scale is smaller to a height of 2 millimeters and a size of 8 by 8. Okay, so we'll do the same thing we did before. So a 2 millimeter height and a size of 8 by 8. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And we go to next. It says drag a cylinder shape to the workplane and make it a hole. All right. So I'm going to drag a cylinder shape here. Now, in order to make it a hole, we click in here, and it becomes that shaded kind of look. Scale it smaller to a size of 2 millimeter by 2 millimeter and move it into the section. Okay, so in this case, because it's a hole, I don't need to really change the height of it, but I do need to change what it says, 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters. All right. If I click elsewhere, now it says drag it up here. Okay, so I moved it there. And go next. Now it wants me to copy and paste them and put them into that corresponding spots. So, because then that's going to be the eyes and stuff. So I can click on here, then I go up to the top and it says copy. Now this next one here is going to be paste. So I can click on here and then click paste. Now it's not going to be exactly where I want it, but I can just drag it to wherever it is that I want, right? So in this case, I'm going to drag this one here, that one already here, and I've got 2 more. So I'm going to click paste again and paste again. Okay. So now if I click anywhere else, I can click on one, drag it to match that, drag it to match that, and I've got my 4 holes. They look to be in the right place. All right, we go next. It says drag a box shape into a work plane and make it a hole. Okay, drag a box and I've got that, make it a hole. Got it. Okay, there we go next. Scale it smaller to a height of 2 and a size of 1 by 4. Okay, so let's go to a height of 2 and then 2 by 4. So 1 by 4. So go 1, and then we go 4. Okay, and move it to the area marked in orange. Okay, so that's the area over here. So now we can go ahead and drag it over. And mine is not letting me drop it exactly where it says in orange, but that's okay. So we're going to click next. And then it says I can copy and paste it in order to put some more. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy and paste to put some more. So I select it and I go to copy, and then I'm going to click over here and I'm going to go paste. I'm going to need 4 of them. So got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's drag each one of them to the spots we want. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And let's go next. Drag a roof shape to the workplane. Okay, drag a roof shape, and I got it. Scale it smaller to a height of 3 millimeters, and then size it by 3 by 3. Okay, so I can change the 3 by 3 first. I click on a corner, go 3 there, 3 there, and then the height also 3. Okay, and it looks like it's kind of what we want. So I'm trying to move it. Oh, it looks like I'm stretching it by mistake, so that's not what I want. There we go. So I moved it. And let's move on forward, rotate it and move it to the worship through the area, which we did, and make it a hole. Okay, so we're going to move it over to here, make it a hole. Cool, and we go next. And select all shapes and group them into a single object. Now I have a feeling that this red thing is not where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to move it here. I'm not exactly sure where that's supposed to be, but let's go ahead and do that. And then it says select all the shapes and group them into a single object. So I'm going to right click, select them all, go over here to my right, go to group, and off you go, and then we go next. All right, so it finished it. And does it look, it looks like I could have done it a little bit better, but it's there. So the skull button is done, and then you have to click done. And if you don't click done, it's not going to save it. So click done, project completed, and then we can go back to our TInkerCAD dashboard, and the skull button is showing up right there. Cool. All right. Let me know if you have any questions.